ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை ஆனை முகத்தனை இந்தின் இளம்பிறை போன்ற எயிற்றினை நந்தி மகந்தனை ஞானக் கொழுந்தினை உந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. Today I want to talk about Maharishi Yagnyavalkya. Yeah, Maharishi, what is the meaning of the word Rishi? Rishi is one who is I mean, as you know, if you ask children in India, they will say Rishi is one who has got a long beard. But then what about a Maharishi? A Maharishi is the one who has got a long beard, but the beard is grey. Okay, so that's the impression we have about Rishis, old people, On the other hand, if you talk to some of the contemporary yogis, they will say Rishis are those people who invented Rishi series of asanas. They have plenty of asanas named after Rishis. You got Bharadvaja asana, then you got Maharishi asana, you got Dadichi asana, you got Vasishta asana, you got Vishwamitra asana. Then you got Vishwamitra asana. Then we have Durvasa asana. Like that number of asanas named after Rishis. But even though Rishis are well known, but what is the meaning of the word Rishi? There are three interpretations that are floating around. One is, I'm talking about olden day, three interpretations are there for, yes. One is Rishayaha Mantra Darshinaha, Rishayaha Mantra Drishtaha. Then we got Mantra Rishayaha Satya Vachasaha. These are the three terms that are available. Let us try to understand what the name Rishi is, so that let's find out whether it is applicable to Yagnyavalkya. That's the whole idea. So Rishi is one, according to one definition, Rishayaha Mantra Drishyaha. Mantra Drishyaha. What does it mean? They are the people who have seen the mantras. Can't I see the mantras? If I Google, all the Vedas are available. I can see the mantras. Why am I a Rishi? No. When the Rishis were there, the Vedas were not manifest. When God created the universe, a lot of things were kept secret. Now, over a period of so many generations, we have been able to slowly understand the secrets of the universe. Many of the scientists have come out with, they have been able to, these secrets were there, and slowly, one by one, the secrets are being, understood, and then they are revealed. So the Rishis, the Vedas were supposed to contain all the secrets that are necessary for the well-being of human beings, because it contained number of mantras that would propitiate the gods. Gods were there for us to, gods of nature, they will give whatever we want, and then in return we got to propitiate the god. But those mantras were not available at that time. So even though most of the people at that time were very busy trying to get a lot of happiness or pleasure through their senses from the outside world, avoid pain from the outside world. Mainly they were eating and procreating. You see, that was the type of thing. But a few people, they wanted to understand what is the secret of the whole thing. So they contemplated. Many of them were yogis. Due to their immense concentration, they were able to find out the secrets of this, and then they were all contained in mantras. So mantras were discovered by these sages who contemplated upon, through yogic contemplation. They were able to directly perceive the mantras. So that is why they were called mantra drishtaha. You have used the word, you are familiar with the word drashta. Drashta in yoga is the seer, the Atman. Drashta, Drishimatraha, Shuddhopi, Pratyanupeshyaha. We are familiar with the term drashta. Here they use the term mantra drashta. Mantra drashta means the person who is able to see the mantras. By contemplation, they were able to see the mantras. So there were number of yogi rishis who were able to see the mantras. So they became mantra drashtas. So one definition of rishi is mantra drashta. So the Vedas which are not revealed at the time of manifestation, at the time of creation, when the Lord created this universe, these are all kept secret. So somebody will have to work on that slowly. So a number of people, number of rishis discovered different mantras. And then after they discovered these mantras, then what did they do? Mantra darshinaha. Then they taught to other people. They taught to their own students. Darshi means to show. Margadarshi, we say Marga is somebody who shows the way. So, having understood the mantras, having discovered the mantras, they transmitted it to the other to their students. The students could not do it by themselves because they didn't have that rishitva, that what you call the power of contemplation. So these are the rishis were the first ones who were able to understand, to discover the mantras, and then convey it to their students. So that is how Mayweather slowly came up. So over a period of time, it was not done by one rishi. There are a number of rishis were involved in that. For instance, every mantra is associated with a rishi. For instance, the pranava, Om mantra, is associated with Brahma, the creator himself. The creator aspect of God, Brahma, Chaturbhuka Brahma, he used the word Om to create this universe. What did he say? Om iti Brahma prasauti. That's what the Veda says. The Brahma created the entire universe chanting Om. So he became the mantra drashta for the mantra Om. So every time we use the mantra in an orderly way, we try to mention the name of Brahma as a nyasa whenever we chant the mantra Om. Similarly, the next most important mantra in the Vedas are said to be the Gayatri mantra, and then the the discoverer of that mantra, the mantra drashta of that particular mantra is called Vishwamitra. So every time we chant the Gayatri mantra, we remember the name of Vishwamitra. And then the third most important group of mantras are said to be the seven Vyakritis. What are the seven Vyakritis? Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyam. These are the seven Vyakritis. So these Vyakritis had their own sages. Who are the Atri, Bhrigu, Kutsa, Vasita, Gautama, Kashyapa, Angirasa. These are the seven rishis associated with the seven Vyakritis. we almost every day use these mantras. Pranava is used almost every time you do your morning prayer, morning sandhya. Then Gayatri is chanted about 108 times. Then we have the pranayama mantra, in which the Vyakritis are used. So these mantras were originally discovered by the various sages. They were the rishis. And then they were, they were transmitted to their students. The students could not see it by themselves. They needed an initiator. They needed a guru. But what about the rishis themselves? They had no guru. So they did it by contemplation. That is why they were called rishis. Rishis are the first one to discover the Vedic mantras. Okay, now these various rishis were there, and then each rishi came out with a mantra. And then there are different schools were there all over the country at that time, all over India. And then subsequently another rishi came, and then he said it is all scattered, it is not properly organized. So he said, let me organize all the mantras. So put them all together in the form of 4 different Vedas. So he was called Vyasa because the compiler. Vyasa means a compiler. He compiled all the Vedas, the more mantras that were available. He went all over the place, collected all the mantras, and then put them in a particular order, and then he divided them into 4 Vedas. Yajur, Rig, Yajur, Sama, and Atharva were the 4 Vedas, right? 4 Vedas. Rig Veda was mainly praise to the various gods. Then the Yajur Veda contained the various rituals so that we can propitiate the god. The same mantras were used, but rituals are also created so that they could be propitiated. Why should we propitiate the god? The gods are the ones who give us all the bounty. Water is there. Water has got a god. Without water, we can't live. Air contains oxygen. We can't live without oxygen. We need sunlight every day. Without sunlight, we can't live. So all these gods are there to help us. So we have to, we have got to, some kind of appreciation, some kind of acknowledgement of there. So in the olden days, they tried to connect with nature, and then these mantras were used. And again, that's it. So these four Vedas were there. Four Vedas were created, and then they were transmitted to the students. And then at that time, the Vedas were not written; they were kept secret in the sense that they were given to the student. The student will have to listen to it, memorize the whole thing, and then give it to the next generation. That way it was going on until a few years back, when they started writing the Vedas using the various scripts available, like the Nagari script or the Nagari script or the Grantha Lipi, whatever, they start writing. When they start writing, people started, memorizing started going down. Still, there are a number of people who do that. Now it is very easy. It is available in Google. Just say Yajurveda or Taitriya Shaka. The whole thing is available. You can hold everything in a pen drive. The entire Vedas can be held in a pen drive. Anyway, this lot of effort had gone into it. The Rishis were the original, what you call, original discoverers of mantra, the Vedic mantra. That's why they are called Rishi. Rishayaha mantra drashtayaha. They actually saw the mantras and then they communicated the mantras to the next generation. So they were called mantra darshanaha. So these are the two definitions. There is also another definition for a Rishi, which is more connected with more with philosophy. Now, the third definition of Rishi, Rishayaha, Satyavachasaha, that's the next one. Where do you find it? You find it in a book called Amarakosha, in which is a book of synonyms. So Rishayaha means Satyavachasaha. That's the implication of that. What is by Satyavachasaha? Vachas means to speak, to say. Satya means truth. Rishis are the truth speakers. Okay, so that's the meaning of Rishaya. Then the question is, if everybody who speaks the truth is a Rishi? Not necessarily. Because I can, once in a while, I speak truth. Am I a Rishi? No, I am not a Rishi. The truth that we go about speaking in our daily life, they are called Vyavaharika Satya. Vyavaharika means the worldly kind of Satya. But then the word Satya, what is the meaning of the word Satya? Satya is called truth. Satya means truth. Okay, truth. What is truth? What is the essential nature of truth? Truth is something which will not undergo any change whatsoever. Whereas untruth will undergo a change. The moment truth comes, untruth vanishes. Whereas truth will never go away. Truth will be there all the time. So truth is something which is beyond time and space. So that is the definition of Satya. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satya is something which will not undergo any change, right? So here the word Satya means, is there anything, is there any entity which does not undergo any change? So they finally, a number of yogis, what you call Rishis, they contemplate upon this. What is the origin of this universe? Where did the whole thing come from? Who am I? This kind of question they started asking, rather than propitiating the gods, which was done by what you call various Rishis. These Rishis, the Upanishad Rishis, let us say, they started contemplating upon that, and then they came out with a new section or a separate section called the Upanishads, in which the main emphasis was to find out what is the origin of this universe. Where did it all come from? Right? Who am I? What is my relation with that origin of that universe? So these were the things that were contemplated upon by various Rishis, and then they came out with the view that the origin of the universe is not emptiness, it is pure consciousness. And they call it as Brahman. And then to explain to ordinary people like us, having understood that intuitively or by a slow process of logical reasoning, they come to the conclusion that the entity that does not undergo any change is Brahman. And then they wanted to explain to ordinary people like us. So they wrote the various Upanishads. They taught the whole thing to their students in so many different ways. Every Rishi, every Veda contains a portion called the Upanishad portion, in which the Vedic Rishi, rather than talking about the other mantras for propitiating the gods, they created a new section in which they were able to help other people to understand the ultimate reality. Ultimate reality is called Satya because the ultimate reality does not undergo any change. It is the only thing that exists. They call it as Brahman. Okay, so the number of Rishis, the Upanishad Rishis, were called Satyavachasaha. They speak only the truth. Okay, now let us try to find out how Yajnavalkya will qualify to be called a Rishi and especially a Maharishi. Okay, now let us take the term Yajnavalkya itself. What is the meaning of the word Yajnavalkya? I will explain the word Yajnavalkya and then narrate two episodes about him and then stop this talk. The two episodes, one episode pertains to his early life, the other episode pertains to what happened to him toward the end of his life. These are the two episodes we'll go through. Let us first understand the word Yagnyavalkya. Yagnyavalkya itself is a word made up of two parts, Yagnya and Valkya. Yagnya and Valkya. And Yagnya word itself comes from the word Yagnya. Yagnya becomes Yagnya. Yagnya becomes Yagnya. Yagnya means half Yagnya. And then Valka, the word Valkya comes from the word Valka. What is the Valka? Valka means the bark of a tree. Bark of a tree has got the trunk, and surrounding the trunk is the bark, right? Bark is a thick covering which wraps around the trunk of the tree. So Valka means the bark of the tree. And in the olden days, there are references about people using the bark of the tree to wrap themselves. Like in fact, if you are familiar with the Ramayana, when Rama was exiled for 14 years, he was locked out, so he had to go to the forest with his wife and the brother. When he went out, then he even though he was a king just the previous night, next day has to wear. There are no textile shops in the forest, so you got to use the bark of the tree. So that's how you cover yourself, you wrap yourself. So later on, the word Valka came to be used to something with which you wrap yourself, like a blanket. So Valkas later on also meant a blanket. So here Yajnavalkya means Valka means a blanket. So Yajnavalkya means the individual whose blanket is Yajna. Yajna means Yajna. Yajna means what? Yajna means the various sacrifices that are mentioned in the Vedas, especially the Yajurveda. Yajna comes from Yajurveda. In Yajurveda, then you got all the various rituals. Tens of rituals are mentioned there. The details are given there in those rituals. That is the Veda. So among the four Vedas, as I told you, Rig Veda contains basically the hymns, praise of the various deities. Yajurveda contains the ritual procedures for rituals along with the mantras, right? And then we got Samaveda where the mantras are sung rather than merely chanted. And finally we got Atharvaveda. There are more mundane benefits are there mentioned there. Okay, these are the various what shall I say? These are the various Vedas. So Yajnavalkya will refer to a person who has wrapped himself with Yajnas or Yajurveda. So who is a master of Yajurveda? That's the meaning of the word Yagnyavalkya. Yagnyavalkya means a person who has completely surrounded himself or blanketed himself with the Yajurveda, the Yajnas and the Yajurveda. There is a story about him, right? How he got the word Yagnyavalkya. Now after the Vedas were codified or compiled by Vyasa, he had a number of students to whom he had to teach a new system. So Vyasa had a number of students. One of the students was called Vaishampayana. His name is mentioned in the Vedas. There are some mantras credited to Vaishampayana. He himself was a Rishi. But then after this, then he became an expert in the various yajnas. He became an expert in yajnas. And then many people who wanted yajnas to be done, in fact, in the olden days, people used to conduct yajnas so that they can go to the higher worlds after the demise. They considered death is not the end of everything. They don't take another risk. They wanted the next life to be better. Many yajnas are mentioned. In fact, many kings used to do a lot of yajnas. Ashwamedha yajna, Rajasuya yajna, Soma yajna, Pashumedha. Like that, there are so many yajnas mentioned there. And they should be done very meticulously. They should be done very, very carefully, according to olden days belief. It is not that anybody can just read a book and then, something like reading a book and doing a surgery. Will you allow somebody to do surgery on you by reading a book? No, you don't. You need an expert. Suppose you have a minor surgery to be made. You just don't go to the doctor, surgeon at the end of the road and ask him to do that. You do your own search. You do a lot of research. Google, ask friends and all that. And then after a lot of deliberation, you decide upon the surgeon. Okay, so whenever they wanted to do a yajna, they will scout around, try to find out the best priest, the best Rishi who will be able to conduct the yajna. Vaishampayana was one of the best at that particular time, and then many people used to invite him to conduct, and then he became very famous as a master priest of doing various yajnas. And Yajnavalkya was his nephew. Yajnavalkya, at that time we don't know what his name was his nephew. And then he was brilliant. Yajnavalkya was brilliant, and then he was assisting his uncle. But at the same time, as this was, because the Vedas were very, as a practice, were relatively young at that particular time. So Yajnavalkya used to find that his uncle was a bit sloppy in some of the details, right? Sometimes it happens. There are so many yajnas he has undertaken. Anyway, so Yajnavalkya slowly started telling his uncle, this is not right and that is not right. This went on, and then slowly the uncle started getting irritated with his student. There are different stories. Go to Google, they'll give you a different story. But then listen to my story. Right? This is what I heard earlier. So So anyway, it went on for some time, and then there is the relation between the uncle and the nephew. The teacher and the students slowly got strained. And at a particular, when a big event, when a big yajna was going on, when Yagnyavalkya said something to be done, and then I'm sorry, when Vaishampayana said something to be done, Yagnyavalkya interrupted, said, no, this won't work. This won't work. This will not give you the intended benefits unless you change this. You have got to do this way. You got to do that way. He started telling in front of so many people. Naturally, the uncle got upset. Now, it will, if you say like that, naturally, the conflict, because the Yajamana, the person for whom the yajna is being done, he doesn't know anything about it. If somebody says, this is not right, naturally, if somebody says that suggestion is not good, then naturally you feel bad, even though you have absolutely no idea about what is going on. Anyway, then the uncle finally, the camel's back or whatever it is broken, he immediately shouted at his nephew and then said, okay, if you don't like what I say, don't be my student, just get out of this place. Yagnyavalkya was upset, then he was about to leave. When he was about to leave, he said, no, as you go, because you find fault with my way of doing things, you give back everything that you have learned from me. I don't want you to go and tell somebody that you learned from me. I don't want that. I don't want any connection with you whatsoever. So you give back everything and then you please throw it out. And symbolically, Yagnyavalkya narrated, chanted the entire thing. They used the term vomited. And then Vaishampayana could not take everything simultaneously. So he asked all his students to take the form of titiri birds. I mean, something like penguins, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, some birds, and then as he was taking, as he was vomiting, they lapped up everything that Yagnyavalkya said. So what Yagnyavalkya discarded was taken up by these Taittiriya, and then they developed a new branch of Vedas known as Taittiriya branch. So that became very popular. Later on, that became very popular, and in fact, it became very popular, let us say, Taittiriya Shaka. That's where you find the Taittiriya Upanishad, Taittiriya Aranyaka, the Rudram Chamakam that you find, that is also part of that. You also find the Surya Namaskara mantra, the Aruna mantra, that is also formed with Taittiriya. Anyway, this is the story. Then Yagnyavalkya left that place, and then he vowed that, no, I want to bring the pure form of Vedas. I want to have, he was a Protestant. He protested against the way things were going on. So he said he contemplated, he used his yogic powers, contemplated upon the Lord Sun, S-U-N, Sun, and then contemplated upon him, and then got the pure form of Yajurveda from him. Pure form of Yajurveda. So he imbibed pure form of Yajurveda and then came back and started his own school, his own branch. And then he called his own branch of, his own Vedic branch as the Shaka, as the Shukla Yajurveda. Shukla means white. Shukla means white, pure, right? He said, my Yajurveda is pure. So, and then now he could be called a Maharishi because the entire Veda was pursued by him. Entire Veda was pursued by him. Whereas all other Rishis perceived a part of the Vedic mantra, whereas Yagnyavalkya is able to directly experience, directly imbibe the entire Yajurveda in the form of Shukla Yajurveda. So he was known as a Maharishi. Maharishi means. So in fact, there are people who belong to the belong to Shukla Yajurveda. They say that he is the only real Rishi. He is the only Rishi because he is the one who got the complete picture. Anyway, so this is the initial story, and then over a period of time, he became very, very popular. And then he became very, very popular. So he fulfilled all the three requirements of a Rishi. One requirement is you should be able to be a mantra drashta. He was able to see the mantra drashta. He was able to see the mantras. See the mantras from the sun. That's one. Then secondly, he communicated to his students, so that way mantra darshi. And thirdly, the Shukla Yajurveda contained an important Upanishad called the Brihadaranya Upanishad. And then in that in that Shukla Yajurveda, he came out with a mantra, it's called Aham Brahmasmi, which is considered to be the ultimate mantra for the Yajurvedis. That became ultimate mantra for the Yajurvedis. So Yagnyavalkya became a great teacher. He not only did yajnas, slowly he started teaching the Upanishads to a number of people. Two of his very important students were, one was his own wife, Maitreyi. She became an exceptionally brilliant, Upanishad scholar. And he also was the teacher for the king of that particular country where he was living, the Videha, King Janaka. So the Upanishads contain a lot of conversations between, between Yajnavalkya and his, and also between Yajnavalkya and his, and Janaka. Also a lot of discussion between Yajnavalkya and his own spiritual wife called Maitreyi, right? So this is the story behind Yajnavalkya. So initially he was, ritualist, in the sense he brought the entire Veda and then did a lot of rituals. And over a period of time, in the Upanishads, he also developed the, so he became a complete, Rishi, complete Rishi. Not only in the ritualistic part, and also on the philosophical part also, he became an expert. And then the story is he had two wives. One is Maitreyi, the other one is called Gargi. Some people call it Katyayini. So what he usually had a son, and then he was one of the very rich yogis, very rich yogis. He used to go. There used to be debates on philosophical matters. So he used to go there, win them, and then the prize money he used to collect. Almost every time he goes to a contest, he used to win the prize money and then bring it home. He had hundreds and hundreds of cows, plenty of land and property, and plenty of gold. These are the wealth at that particular time, and he was very rich. And this was going on, and after some time, he said he became old, and then when he became old, how old is to be old? I don't know, maybe 81, 82, I don't know. He became old, and then at that particular time, one day he called both his wives, Maitreyi, and I'm talking about the last episode of Yagnyavalkya. He called both his wives, Maitreyi and Gargi, and then told them that he wants to go away. He wants to, divide the property between the two wives, right? Divide the property between two wives and then go somewhere else. The Gargi, she always would obey what the husband says. She said, fine, and then whatever you say is right. So he said, I will divide the property equally between you two. So each one will take half of the property. The property is it's a very big bounty. Lots of wealth he had. So he said, and then Gargi accepted it almost immediately, whereas Maitreyi thought for a moment and then said, okay, wait a minute, how much are you giving me? Then Yagnyavalkya said, half of what I have, right? How much are you giving up? Oh, yes, I am giving up twice as much as I give you, right? So what I get is half of what you have, but what you give up is twice of what I am going to have. So you are not a fool, I know that. So if you are going to give up twice as much as I am getting, that you are giving up for something else. What is that? That should be more valuable. Tell me why you are doing this. Then Yagnyavalkya explains the necessity to understand the true nature of one's own self. He said that everyone, a husband is dear to the wife, not for the sake of the wife, for his own sake. Similarly, the wife is attached to the husband, not for the sake of the husband, for our own self. All of us are working for our own happiness. Everyone works for one's own happiness. But the thing is, everything is not the same. Everybody does not get happiness by the same thing. Some people get happiness, Sattvic people get happiness in a particular way. Rajasic people get happiness in a different way. Tamasic people get happiness in a different way. For instance, you take a child. Two children are there. One child sees another child. One child has got a toy, right? Toy has been given by the mother. It sees another child without a toy, and it sees the other child looking at it, there is a say, okay, I don't have it, I don't know the exact word for it. So what does the other child do? The child which has got the toy gives it to the other child so that the other child will be happy. So why does the first child give it to the other child? Because by giving and by making somebody else happy, the first child feels happy. So the reason why it gives is because it feels happy. So rather than playing with the toy and then feeling happy, it feels more happy by giving to the other child and seeing the other child playing. So that is a sattvic way of getting happiness. Giving to others and finding other people who are happy because of your deed, and if you are going to feel happy about it, so that is why I do it. Many people who give charity and all that help other people, not necessarily to alleviate the suffering of other people. They feel happy by helping other people. So that is the feeling. Then on the other hand, if you are a Rajasic person, two children are there. One child has got the toy, the other child does not have the child. The second child is a Rajasic child. What does it do? It snatches the toy from the other child and then starts playing with that. So by playing, it is going to feel happy. It doesn't bother about the unhappiness it creates to the other child. So it's the Rajasic way of finding happiness. So that's why people who grab from other people to accumulate more and more are also looking for happiness within themselves, but in a different way. Then you go to the Tamasic people. Two children are there. One child has got the toy, the other child does not have the toy. What is the Tamasic child which does not have the toy? It grabs the toy from that, the child which has got the toy and then breaks it. So it is happy when others are unhappy. It is happy when others are happy. So unhappy. So by creating unhappiness to other people, some people find some part of mental peace or whatever it be. Anyway, there are three types. So what I'm trying to say is basically, according to Yagnyavalkya, everybody is looking for one's own happiness. Sattvic people find happiness in a particular way. Rajasic people find happiness in a particular way. Tamasic people find happiness in a different way. So what Yagnyavalkya told Maitreyi was, now I want to find out, I am doing all these things to make myself happy. I want to know who really I am. Why am I doing all these things? What is the nature of myself? So that for whom I have been working all through my life, for which each and every one runs through. So it is the bound and duty of everybody to, I know at the intellectual level what is the nature of the self is. Now I want to sit down, contemplate, and then that requires solitude. So I am going away, and I don't need all these things for contemplation. So I am giving up everything to you. You are dear to me. Both of you are dear to me. So I give to you people. That makes me happy. And I'll be even more happy if I be able to understand, we stay with my own self. So with that he leaves. And then Maitreyi also thinks, if that is the case, I have also studied these things. Let me also come with you. All right, let us separately practice, let us separately meditate, and then understand the true nature of our own selves. And then Gargi, the second wife, takes all the property. She is happy with the property. These two people are happy going after their spiritual pursuits. So this is the story of Yagnyavalkya. Yagnyavalkya, as I told you, Yagnyavalkya means one who has blanketed himself with Vedas. That's what you should understand. Yajna is a representative term of the Vedas, especially the ritualistic. Initially, you say highly ritualistic person. That is why that was his name. So over a period of time, he got his own version of the Vedas. Then he taught a number of people. And then he also came out with a very important mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, in the Yajurveda. Aham Brahmasmi is the culminating mantra, Mahavakya, culminating Mahavakya. Tattvamasi. Then Tattvamasi says that you and the ultimate reality are one and the same. Then the next one defines what the ultimate reality Brahman is. Prajnanam Brahma, it is absolute consciousness. And then how to find it? I am Atma Brahma, the self within you is that Brahman. And finally you realize that I say, okay, I am Brahmasmi, I am actually the Brahman. There is nothing else. I am not seeking anything else. So this mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, is found in the Shukla Veda. So Yagnyavalkya's contribution to Vedic culture is phenomenal. Subsequently, he wrote, apart from the Vedas, he wrote two texts. One is called the Yagnyavalkya Smriti. Smriti is a Dharma Shastra, how to conduct ourselves. Everyone has got a certain duty. Everybody has to, if you can't live in a uncontrolled way. So the Dharma Shastra tells you what everybody should do or should not do. So he wrote a text on that. And also he wrote a text on, on yoga, called Yoga Yajnavalkya. So these are the two texts. Right? Anyway, nice talking to you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye. Anamali Gadi Shargi Shanki Chakri Chanandaki Sriman Narayano Vishnur Vasudevo Virakshatu Yagneshachada Govinda Madhava Nanda Keshava Krishna Vishnu Rishi Kesha Vasudeva Namostute Shankachakra Gada Pani Shimadvaraka Nilayachita गोविन्द पुण्डरीकाक्ष रक्ष मां शरणागतं नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्दिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ